The period of Ramadan is a time for all Muslims to fast and be holy and good, in anticipation of the upcoming celebration, that is, Hari Raya Eid al-Fitr. With Hari Raya Eid al-Fitr 2025 just around the corner, and since we are a video game site, it is time for
celebration, bitch!
How? By talking about more of our favorite Muslim video game characters. Because we can't just show the spotlight on Altair and Rashid all the time, right? As a long overdue follow-up to our previous video, here are even more Muslim characters in video games, adding further proof that there is a fair bit of representation for Muslim characters in the hobby. Before we start, do like and subscribe to our channel. We post new content every week. Now, on with the show. Farah from Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remake. A sausage fest-filled shooter like Call of Duty really needed more of a diverse cast of badass soldiers that isn't distinguishable by the length of their sideburns and mustaches. So it is good to know that the rebooted Call of Duty Modern Warfare game in 2019 has an ass-kicker in the form of Farah Ahmed Karim. She had a rough war-torn childhood and had bad waterboarding experiences as a freedom fighter. But that didn't stop her from being a dominant part of the new Modern Warfare's action-charged storyline. Without her, Modern Warfare's Captain Price and his team would have a hell of a tough time with the game's intense black operation. Nomad from Rainbow Six. Nomad, also known as Sana El Maktoub, is a skilled operator in Rainbow Six Siege who represents one of the best Muslim characters in video games. She comes from a wealthy Moroccan family and has traveled extensively, both for pleasure and in service of her country. Having enlisted in the military at a young age and trained with the legendary Fortress, she went on to serve with the Mountain Infantry Battalion and became an expert in environmental operations. What sets Nomad apart is her ability to thrive in harsh and remote regions, something that she pursues on her own time through solo expeditions. She has trekked through rainforests, crossed the Sahara, climbed the Alps, and marched along the Arctic Circle, all while remaining in operational shape. Nomad is a perceptive and resourceful expert survivalist who even sketches out her trips in a notebook. She represents an excellent example of a Muslim character in video games who embodies strength, resilience, and resourcefulness. Saladin from Civilization series. Saladin is one of the most celebrated figures in Islamic history, best known for his incredible chivalry and sense of honor displayed during the Crusades. He has been a mainstay faction character in the iconic strategy game franchise, appearing in 996's Civilization 2, 2005's Civilization 4, and 2016's Civilization 6. In Part 6, Saladin leads the Arabian faction, with his leader bonus Righteousness of the Faith, providing bonuses for faith, science, and culture. He even speaks Arabic in the game.
بسم الله العلي العظيم.
That's authenticity right there. Shaheen from Tekken. Shaheen is one of the long-standing series' fresh characters, introduced in 2017's Tekken 7, and also now is in Tekken 8. He hails from Saudi Arabia, wears the traditional Arab headwear keffiyeh, and subscribes to the military fighting style, a highly acrobatic technique that includes somersaults, slides, and kicks. His name Shaheen means Royal White Falcon or Hawk. Before even featuring the character in the game, Tekken producer Katsuhiro Harada asked Muslim players for feedback if they deemed Shaheen to be offensive in any way. He was received favorably, but some called out the character for being too flashy and similar to Altair from the Assassin's Creed franchise. Of course, that didn't stop the Tekken community from labeling him as one of the game's top-tier characters, with good buttons and strings to keep the offensive pressure on a high. Just ask pros like Korea's Lo-Hai and the Philippines' AK. Layla Hassan from Assassin's Creed Origin onward. Layla Hassan is a half-Egyptian woman who is good at computers and is a key person in running the Assassin's Creed Animus machine. You know, the major tech item needed to play the main characters in all the recent action RPG AC games. She is reluctant to being the game's hero, but she takes out the mantle and cements her place as being important in the Brotherhood, taking control of her own cell within a year. Without her, we would not be able to see through the adventures of Bayek, Cassandra, and Ivor from start to finish. It's also cool that she uses her animal's knowledge and skills, putting them to good use when she's not jacked in. She also makes sacrifices in the game for the greater good. Hallmarks of a Muslim character right there. Dujana from Dujana. Let's get a bit obscure of a unique 2017 indie game called Dujana. Named after its heroine Dujana, you play the titular Muslim woman as she tries to find her husband and daughter in an oppressed, fictional country. She pilots a giant robot to get around, talks to many, many weird folks, and goes through a story that touches on themes like occupation, death, and revenge. All done in claymation style and in a postmodernism presentation and vibe. If you need a dose of experimental indie adventuring, you may want to give this Muslim-led game a shot. Ali from The Veiled Ones. Another indie game in the mix. This time, it's a horror game. Our main character in this really short, scare-filled title is Ali, a Muslim exorcist who is looking for his son Emir and attempting to exorcise the jinn out of his body. It all takes place in a spooky house where jinn are known to live. So off he goes as you find out more about why this is happening to him and his family, how it all ties to his faith, and see how it all wraps up. Along the way, you get to find out more about how dedicated he is and also learn a thing or two about supernatural Muslim folklore. Also, it's free on Steam. So if you want a short but sweet scarefest, this one's the way to go. Cypher from Valorant. One of Valorant's most defensive characters hails from Rabat, Morocco. His real name is Amer El Amari and has spent the majority of his youth in poverty, going in the information broker trade to survive. As the majority population of Morocco is affiliated with Islam, it is safe to assume that Cypher is Muslim, or used to practice it at one point in his life before doing the things he does in Valorant. Heck, he says Salam Alek when he kills a copy of himself in deathmatches, which means peace be with you.
أيوة سلام عليك.
That is as Muslim as can get in the multicultural PvP shooter. Abia from Honeypop 2. Abia hails from a faraway country that most likely is a restrictive Muslim state and escapes to Honeypop 2's resort island to work in airport security because of the perks of the job. She is a friendly and accommodating hijab-wearing character whom the main character can befriend. She also has a very thorough hobby, which unfortunately becomes an addiction she's attempting to curb that gives her a lot of exercise and is appreciative of the new friends she meets on the island. Despite the context of the game, Abia has the qualities of a good friend and a wholesome woman. Ergo, a good Muslim woman, with some exceptions of the 18 plus and above ratings kind. Let's not fuss about the fine details, right? And there you have it, even more awesome Muslim video game characters that show how diverse the gaming landscape is and can become. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on other types of listicles like these, or if you missed any Muslim game characters, let us know in the comments. Also, do subscribe to our channel. We post new content every week. Bye for now, and Selamat Hari Raya to everybody all around the world. Peace out.